Right, so that's the heavy duty floor plating. It's 3mm instead of 2mm thick, so what's that, 120 thou? Don't ask me what gauge, I don't know. Looking at it, that hole don't line up, that hole don't line up, that hole don't line up, those two do just about. Now that's, you know, not to say it's the plate or the bloody, you know, it's the plate or the bulkhead. What I'm more bothered about is that bloody thing. Oh, I don't really know how that's supposed to work out. More bloody head scratching. And they've got the same issue on the passenger side. Now I set these so that that edge was at 90 degrees to that, because the bottom of the door's square, and then that being parallel with that to the given distance. So if I lift that up, I'd have to drop that down, and that ain't going to work with the box. What a pain in the rear. Anyway, it's worse than that because this bit's sitting high, so I've got 5/8 of an inch gap there. I mean, I could flex it all down, but it'd be nice to have a flat floor, wouldn't it? What I am getting peeved about is every time I move something, I damage all the paintwork, so I'm back into touching paintwork up again. It is becoming really frustrating. Oh well. Today was turning into an absolute chore of a job. So I've took the two bolts out of here, loosened everything off down here, and if I'm going to lift that up so it's something like approaching the floor plate height, you can see where the hole is that the one underneath has got to try and match up with. I'm sorry for the shit camera work, but the light's going and I'm tired and everything hurts at the moment. So that whole alignment's the best part of half an inch out, probably 5/8. So clearly it ain't going all the way up there, which is just bloody annoying. I think it goes there, and even at that, it's not great. Late Saturday morning, and the temperature in the workshop after 2 hours of heating is half a degree. You're not impressed, are you, Guy? No. Anyway, we're trying to keep moving. We're just trimming up the new floor plates. And I say trimming them up, it's just easing them a bit so they're a little bit easier going in, and then taking the sheared edges and rounding them over with a radius, so it'll get a bit more room going in, and no sort of they're not sharp as such, but corners tend to snag and scratch the paint. Off we go. Well, that's going in and out a lot easier. Holes are beginning to show, so I'm not going to do any more on it now. Bit concerned whether that's actually in gear. That's out, that's back. It feels like it's in. It's tight though. Interesting to see how it works when the gate is on. Which, you know, it just means that that's sticking a bit far forward. If you remember the bits we had to shave off that bit. But ironically, that panel and that panel are the two that I haven't changed. And that one. Anyway, next job is to, I've got to drill out these holes, but I'm going to wait until I get the castle nut fixings, just so I can get this lot lined up, clamped down, and then make sure that I'm drilling them in the right spot. And then I've got to have a look and see how much of a gap I've got left here. Because, I mean, it's no big deal, put some bloody neoprene under there and call it done. I honestly can't work out what else I could have done. Waffle, waffle, waffle. So this is the near side footwell plate. Size-wise, everything's lines up. You can see daylight through all the holes. So I'm literally just going to dress all the edges. I'll bring you back and show you when it's done, but that's where we start. So I'm not shifting a lot of material, but you can see, but hopefully there, just put a bit of a bevel around it, took the corners off. It's all going to get sprayed, which will help soften it a bit more, but it's got to help to take the sharp bits off, even just for handling it. Well, I've leaned on the that section under there, and it's a lot less than it was. So it's gone down from sort of 3/8 of an inch down to a quarter, which is I can live with. I've just got to decide what I'm doing with this section here. See how much it pulls down once I actually get the fixings in. It might need a bit more off, the flexing on that. Well, after a couple of days of being messed about and not really getting much done, I'm back out here massaging things for this to sit. The issue it was rocking with was the end of that plate was sitting very high on the return, so what I've done is I've snipped it off, leaving me with eel, which I'll then fashion something with a 90° to go round, just so I've not got an open gap there. Don't know why, but that hole's massively oversized for the head to go straight through it, so that'll need sorting. But otherwise, I think we're about there. This one's got an alignment on the skew, so I think I've got to shoot that way a bit. But obviously, the more screws you get in, the less adjustment they've got. Got the other side in, with the exception of a couple of fixings. I bought 20 thinking that'll be enough, and I think there's 30 I need, so I've got to buy another pack or two. And I haven't yet put the fixing holes in along that side. I wanted to get all of this done and get them all in, all the fixings down, and then mark the last fixings. And I've still to sort out that. That's hard down there. That's what, 5/8 of an inch there, tapering down. So the only way I can fix that is I've got to take the sill off and stretch the holes so that it'll go up, which I don't think there's enough material below the hole, so, and I can't get in to stretch the bulkhead holes. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll have to get it out on the deck and have a look first, and the same on the other side. What I'd like to do is get a door in position and just see where everything fits with relation to the door, because there's no point in lifting that up if it's then fouling something on the door. And what I don't quite get is the front of the seat box is sitting on its support there, and it's sitting here, so why is there a big gap there? I don't know. It might just be that this bottom leg on the footwell is kicked up a touch, because there's a gap under the back edge of that. But I always understood that was so that any water running down and go underneath and dribble out. A sort of self-draining thing. Needs more fixing in there as well. So yeah, not a lot of progress, but an awful lot of put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. Isn't going to end well, is it? The Master of Works has turned up. I think it's sleeping in there. Anyway, so I'm just fitting the pipes on for the heat exchanger, and that's the highest point in the engine bay for the coolant. So I think that really wants like a bleed or breather valve, so I can vent out any air when I'm filling it up with water. Otherwise it's going to end up, half my heat exchanger is going to be dry, isn't it? And I don't know what to put in. Any thoughts? Another chilly morning. It's about -4. It had rain most of yesterday, and then it dried up in the evening, and clouds cleared, and we've had a big frost. No snow though. Well, that's everything's had a coat inside and out of primer filler over the top of extra primer. It's had about 4 or 5 hours at 15 degrees, so hopefully tomorrow it'll be hard enough and we can get the first coat of gloss on.